You thought Clarence was just a silly cartoon for kids. What if I told you it's hiding something much darker? From strange backstories to unsettling behavior no one talks about, this show is full of hidden messages you were never meant to notice. Stay with me, because after fact number 3, you'll never see Clarence the same way again.
Hey buddy, have you seen the...
Ever notice something off about Aberdale? The show's setting seems normal at first glance, but there's something eerily artificial about it. The layout makes no geographical sense. Streets connect in impossible ways. Buildings appear and disappear between episodes. But here's the real kicker. Have you ever seen anyone leave Aberdale? Like, truly leave? The characters talk about other places, but whenever they travel, they
Let the moon control me.
Have fun in summer school. Sabotage.
Next time you watch Clarence, pause during any classroom scene. Focus on the posters in the background. At first, they look like typical educational materials, right? But look closer. The text on many of these posters contains bizarre phrases that make no sense for a children's classroom. In one episode, there's a poster that appears to say, "Nothing is real when viewed frame by frame." In another, classroom decorations spell out, "Wake up," when the letters are rearranged. And once you see these hidden messages, you'll never unsee them again. They're everywhere, in store signs, on TV screens, within the show, even in the clouds sometimes. The creators were practically screaming at us, and most of us never
It's
noticed.
always gonna be awesome, because no matter what, you're getting a donut.
About to begin the space race.
Let's talk about Mr. Reese, the quiet, always watching school counselor who seems to pop up in the background of key scenes. Is it just me, or does he seem to know more than he lets on? Notice how he's always writing in that notebook of his. What exactly is he documenting? And why does he sometimes stare directly at the camera, breaking the fourth wall when no other character does? Is Mr. Reese hiding something? Some fans theorize he's actually monitoring Clarence for some kind of behavioral study. Others suggest something darker, that he's controlling the simulation Clarence might be trapped in. His name itself, Reese, sounds suspiciously like reset, as in resetting the simulation when things go wrong.
Oh, the batteries are in the wrong way. What about?
Use your moon. The moon.
Here's where things get really interesting. What if Sumo and Jeff, Clarence's best friends, aren't actually real people? What if they're just figments of Clarence's imagination? Think about it. Sumo and Jeff represent extreme opposites. One is wild and impulsive, the other rigid and logical. Almost as if they're two sides of Clarence's own personality that he's externalized. Notice how adults rarely interact directly with both Clarence and his friends simultaneously? Or how Clarence is the only one who truly needs these friendships. It's because it's all in his head. This theory explains so many inconsistencies in the show, like how Sumo and Jeff sometimes appear out of nowhere exactly when Clarence needs them, or how they sometimes know things they couldn't possibly know.
And I'm doing the best I can. Carry on.
In Season 2, Episode 7, there's a moment easily dismissed as a throwaway line. Clarence looks at the camera and says, "Sometimes I wonder if any of this is actually happening." The other characters freeze for approximately 3 seconds before continuing as if nothing happened. Easy to miss, but utterly chilling when you notice it. This single line changes everything. Was it a momentary break in the simulation? A brief instance of clarity in Clarence's otherwise fabricated reality? Or were the creators deliberately leaving us breadcrumbs? What's most disturbing is that this line was cut from later airings and streaming versions. Someone didn't want us to hear it. Aberdale Elementary isn't just a school. It's designed like a prison, and once you start looking for the signs, they're impossible to ignore. The layout features hallways that loop back on themselves. The windows are always slightly too high to see out of properly. The clock in the classroom often shows impossible times, or doesn't move at all between scenes. From the design to the rules, it's not normal. Students need permission to use the bathroom. They're monitored constantly. The building itself seems to change layout between episodes, as if it's adapting to keep its occupants contained. Some theorists believe the school represents the ultimate constraint on Clarence's reality, the boundaries of his simulated world or psychological state. The creators of Clarence weren't subtle with their hidden messages once you know what to look for. Clarence's room contains toys arranged in patterns that resemble ancient symbols. His drawings, when viewed upside down, reveal disturbing alternate scenes. Yes, they really put this on screen. In one episode, Clarence's refrigerator magnets briefly spell out "not real" before being rearranged. In another, a TV screen in the background shows static that, when brightened in editing software, contains a face. These aren't animation errors or coincidences. They're deliberate breadcrumbs left by creators trying to tell us something about the nature of Clarence's reality.
Chelsea.
Remember Belson? The show positions him as a simple antagonist, the rich, mean kid who bullies Clarence. But look deeper. Belson appears in crucial moments throughout the series, often witnessing the strangest occurrences in Clarence's world. He's the only character who consistently questions the reality of situations or points out when things don't make sense, and might even be controlling it all. His name, Belson, could be a play on Bell's theorem, a quantum physics concept relating to reality and perception. His house is always depicted as being on a hill overlooking the town, symbolic of his possible position as overseer. In the episode where Clarence visits Belson's house, pay attention to his room. The walls are covered with diagrams that look suspiciously like circuit boards or system designs. Was Belson trying to break out of the simulation?
Say, Harv, can you help me out with something? Which of these looks best on our mantle? The rusty tin can or the old banana peel?
They both.
Eagle-eyed viewers have spotted numerous animation errors throughout the series that don't appear to be mistakes at all. Characters briefly flicker out of existence. Backgrounds momentarily distort. Colors invert for single frames. These intentional animation errors appear most frequently during emotionally intense scenes or when characters question their surroundings, almost as if the simulation is struggling to maintain itself under stress. The most compelling evidence? Count how many times you see the same background characters. They repeat in impossible ways, sometimes appearing in multiple places simultaneously. They're not animation shortcuts. They're glitches in the matrix.
What was I saying? Something about teeth?
Today's the day.
Clarence was abruptly canceled, despite solid ratings and a dedicated fan base. The official reason? Creative differences. But theories say someone didn't want us watching. Notice how the final season began introducing elements that directly questioned reality. How Clarence started having dreams that seemed more real than his waking life. How background elements became increasingly bizarre and symbolic. the show was getting too close to breaking its own fourth wall, to revealing whatever truth lies behind Clarence's world. Whether that's a psychological reality, a simulation, or something else entirely. Some former staff members have made cryptic comments on social media, suggesting the show went places network executives weren't comfortable with. What were they planning to reveal in later seasons that we'll never get to see? So, there you have it. The seemingly innocent world of Clarence unraveled to reveal something much darker and more complex. Is it all elaborate storytelling, or were the creators trying to tell us something about our own reality through this cartoon? Next time you watch, you won't be able to unsee these hidden messages. And maybe, just maybe, you'll spot something I missed. Because in Clarence's world, nothing is quite what it seems. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit that like button and subscribe for more cartoon conspiracies that will change how you see your childhood favorites forever. Until next time, keep questioning everything, even cartoons.